Hello and welcome to my channel, Saying Yes to Life. My name is Delisa Renideo and welcome to my garden here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. Today I'd like to talk about the spirituality in the dailiness of life. So here's a question to think about. Where does our spirituality live? Does it live in us when we're meditating or praying or in church or maybe in nature? Makes sense. Here's another question. Is it more spiritual to meditate or to drive to work? Well, that's a very, very easy question to answer. Obviously, meditate. Candles, incense, maybe a special cushion. I like it when I go, oh. And, it's very special with incense. That's spiritual. So driving to work doesn't count? Of course not. Of course not. There's traffic and horns and annoying people. Zero spirituality. Well, that's what most of us think. And that's exactly what I want to question today. We tend to divide our lives up into the spiritual part and the non-spiritual part. The spiritual part and the physical, realistic part that we have to deal with every day. But spirituality isn't a separate category of life. It's the quality of attention that we bring to whatever life is asking of us in the moment. And it's not about what we're doing, it's about the consciousness with which we are doing it. So meditation can be conscious or unconscious. Driving can be conscious or unconscious. So if we are indeed spiritual beings having a human experience, which I certainly believe, then everything becomes part of our spiritual practice. What we think matters, what we say matters, what we do matters, the way we drive to work matters, the way we talk to other people matters, the way we talk to ourselves matters. It's really about the way we are, the nature of our spirit in what we are doing. So what is the cost of unconscious living when we're basically on autopilot, just reacting out of habit and not conscious at all of the choices that we're making? Then we tend to think that what we're doing in daily life doesn't count. And we assume that only special moments matter. The times that we had a particularly bright experience in meditation or in a church or in nature or even walking on hot coals like some people have done. And of course, those things do matter. But then we miss the sacredness that's woven right through all of the ordinary moments of life. And we overlook the tiny ways that we're actually growing every day. We miss how much our smallest choices are actually shaping who we are becoming. Growth doesn't usually happen in big breakthroughs. It usually happens in tiny choices. One pause while we think about how we want to respond. Maybe one softer response instead of a frustrated retort. Maybe one conscious breath while we get ourselves centered. Maybe one kind decision instead of lashing out. Spiritual growth happens in tiny, barely noticeable moments of awareness. Wait, you mean my impatience is spiritual too? Especially that. Well, that's pretty inconvenient. Yes, inconvenient and completely freeing. It's inconvenient because our awareness interrupts our habits, our daily unconscious choices that we make. We don't get to stay on autopilot when we're aware. But it's actually very freeing because the moment we're aware, we have a choice. And choice is freedom. So, what I'm really doing in all of my episodes, all of my Yes to Life, Saying Yes to Life episodes, is bringing spiritual awareness into the dailiness of life. It's not so much into the mountaintop moments because those are the ones that we really notice, but into the ordinary moments of life, which we tend to not notice, not to take seriously, and to think they don't count. No matter what kind of spirituality someone follows or doesn't follow, awareness plus conscious intention in our daily life leads over time to real transformation. So when awareness enters the mundane parts of life, how we make our food, how we do the dishes, how we clean the house, how we answer an email, how we walk the dogs, all of those things, as our awareness and our intentionality moves into all of these parts of life, we begin to feel more alive in every moment. Every moment begins to feel meaningful. And joy becomes much more accessible and even our baseline feeling. And this happens not because life itself is changing, but because we are more present to it. And the really great thing about it is that as we practice this, not only our feeling about it changes, but our circumstances around us change over time as well. Like pausing before snapping at someone, or not honking immediately. Now you're getting it. So, even I'm part of the practice? Yes, especially you. Well, it looks like enlightenment comes with traffic then. The ordinary moments aren't in the way of our spiritual life. They are our spiritual life. I'd like to repeat that one. The ordinary moments are not getting in the way of our spiritual life. They are our spiritual life. So, my invitation to you today is to pay attention, to watch through your life the mundane dailiness of life, and watch for one small moment today where you could drive or walk or speak or breathe with just a little bit more consciousness. And little by little, as we become more conscious and more intentional in our day-to-day lives, we begin to feel more peaceful, more calm, more loving, and more grateful. It is so worth it. So thank you for joining me today, and please share this with anyone that you think could benefit from it. And if you haven't yet subscribed, please click the subscribe button below, as well as the little bell icon next to it, and choose the word all so that you'll be notified of my future episodes. Thank you so much for joining me.